Hey, it's Cookin with Bob, and I'm in part one of a 10-part series. And the big question everybody always asks is, does size matter? Hey, I've been with cast iron for 50 years. I'm telling you, I love this stuff. I have messed up my share of food using these cast iron skillets and pans, but I don't want you to, so I'm going to do a 10-part series, and we're going to show you how to get her done. So let's get after it. So heat control, extremely important. If you get this heat right on these skillets, you won't have any of that stickage. I'm not sure if stickage is a cast iron term, but it is in my vocabulary. You have a burner here. And that burner is this size, but the pan is much bigger. It's that size. So what's that do to you when you're trying to use cast iron? You get this hot spot right here. So the stuff gets stuck here, gets burned here, and then on the outside edge, it doesn't even cook. It won't cook. I'm telling you, it won't cook. It's probably one of the top tricks. That's why I put it as number one. You gotta learn heat control. Very important. It is a number 8. And you can see difference in size. It's just not really going to work out unless you get that thing heated properly, and I want to show you how to get her done. So this is my number 12. It's kind of a daily and weekly user as well. Look how much bigger that one is. I mean, it's way bigger. So size does matter. Burner's in the center. You got a few inches all the way around the edge. It's not going to cook. I'm telling you, it's not going to cook. It's going to get burned and stuck here in the center. And you're going to be wondering why whatever you're cooking, say it's eggs. You put a couple eggs in there, and then around the outside edge, it's not getting cooked. Modern ovens have different sizes. Look how little that one is. A couple 3 inches, it's probably 4 inches. And over here, we got similar size. This one's kind of medium here in the back. There's one there in the middle that's used for a griddle. That one's not too bad. Of course, this one's not bad. But you put this thing back here on this little one, you're wasting your time. This one doesn't get used ever unless I'm just simmering some chili or spaghetti sauce. So we've been rolling about 2 minutes. Size does matter. That smaller pan would probably already be the temperature that I wanted. But if you put your hand over here real close, without getting yourself burned, of course. But over here on the edge, not very hot yet. In the center, I'm not putting my finger there because I know it's hot. Edges, cold. I mean, they're just lukewarm. So if you start cooking right now, you're going to have a problem. That's why you get all that stickage and all them bits stuck to the bottom and all that bad stuff that happens with cast iron. Just give it a little patience. You can be doing other stuff. Go get yourself a beverage. Get your ingredients ready. Let this thing heat up. It is key to success. So if you've been watching me for a while in my videos, firm believer in these shop towels. These are made by Toolbox brand. Proudly made in the US of A, which I absolutely love about them. There's 200 in a box, and they're like $8 at the local lumber yard. That's all I use, lint free. So let's just bust one of these out of here. They just pop up out of here real nice and neat, got a perforated edge, and there's no lint. I mean, there is no lint. That is the best part. Because if you use something with lint, whether it's a t-shirt, paper towels are absolutely the worst, but anything that might have a little bit of lint, that's going to be in your pan. It's going to get baked into your seasoning, and that's why you get all them little bumpies, I think. I think it was lint. Use these shop towels. Cheap, inexpensive. Get it all oily, throw it in the trash. Pretty simple. So here we are back at the skillet. It's probably been about 3.5 minutes. I can't hardly touch right there. So that should mean this whole edge is warm. That end's really warm. Back here, not so much, but I'm warmed about right there. That's where this part's starting to get pretty hot. And that's what you want. Completely hot. I still think we ought to go a little bit longer, but here's what you can do while you're waiting. I'm an absolute fan of grapeseed oil. I know people have issues with healthy parts of oil and stuff. I don't use that much oil. I'm not worried about it. The beauty of grapeseed oil has a pretty high, about 420 degree, I believe, smoke point, flavor neutral. So it's not going to add any flavor to your food. Now, if you want to add a flavor like olive oil, by all means, you can use that. I kind of use grapeseed oil a lot of the time. So when I get these shop towels, I just kind of use a corner. That's my rub point. This is my dry point, that's my rub point. I can get away with one. Let's try to save a couple bucks doing this too. So just take your grapeseed oil, and we're just gonna put a few dabs in there. Don't get carried away. That's probably a tablespoon. Now granted, the pan's getting hot, so we gotta be careful. But I just take and I rub this around. Sometimes I do that tilt method where you put a good bit in, you keep tilting it. I'm not a super fan of that. I do it once in a while. I think this is the best way to go. If you hit the whole inside up to the edge, wish you could smell this because you can kind of smell some stuff going on. But that's it. And if you notice, there's no dirt. I just got an oil stain there. My pans aren't dirty, and you'll learn that in another one of my tips and tricks of this 10-part series. I kind of wipe it almost all the way out. Now we're hot. Hey, one thing about me, I'm a clean freak. I don't want to cross-contaminate any food ever. So I gave the old hands a wash in the sink there, just to be on the safe side. I just got me a little glass of water. I'm going to show you my water trick. I just take my fingers and I just drop a little bit of water in there. See how them are turning into like, oh, look at this. Prime example, right there. We're not hot enough. If they're not turning into BBs, see how them are turning into like little BBs? You got pretty much everything except this one side. So you know what you do? Just slide it that way a smidge. Just like that. Oh yeah, 50-year guy trying to tell you all the cool stuff, and guess what? I had it off center by a lot. Once these get hot, we'll be ready to cook something. So I scooched that over a little bit. Let's do the water test again. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Now we got it going on. But you can see that color difference? I'm pretty hot there in the center. I'm a little worried about that. So what we're gonna do now is we turn her all the way to low. Almost everything I cook, this is what I do. I probably had it a smidge too high. Still getting used to this new stove. Low, medium, about right in the middle. And I was a little bit too far towards medium. But it's not smoking, so it's not to the smoke point. Grapeseed oil. And by the way, if you do that stainless steel stuff, which I think I have a pan somewhere hidden. I might have two even. I don't know where they're at, but it works the same way. That's the key to stainless steel as well. There you got a couple values out of this top tip. All right, I like the looks of that. So that just needs to cool down a smidge, and let me show you how I test temperature without a thermometer, which at some point maybe I'll get one, or somebody will send me one. But let me show you my trick. This is a pretty awesome thermometer. Just a wee little pat of butter, depending on what you're cooking. I don't use a ton of it, but I love using it, and you can use it as temperature control. Plus, it makes your eggs taste good. I'm still a little suspect I'm getting too impatient, and I might be going too soon. And that's a common problem with cast iron. Either don't have it hot enough around them edges, or you put it in too early. If this butter turns brown, we know it's too hot. Let's see. That's pretty hot. It might be all right. See them big bubbles? We don't want big bubbles. We want small bubbles. That's the temperature trick. Part of my 10-part series, I'll talk to you about metal and cast iron, because you need to check that one out too, because I have a metal spatula in my hand. All right, there's no burning. I don't see anything burning brown. So we got it. And that's why I like butter. Smooth it around like that. Lo and behold, I think we got this down. That's heat control. Do it the same way with every type of pot or pan that's cast iron. If you got a big Dutch oven and you want to sear something, do it the same way. You don't want to get to that smoke point with heat control, because you put oil in here and you get it close to the smoke point of that oil, that's where you get all that sticky mess. Kind of polymerizing, but not really. It just is a little bit below temperature. If your pan's smoking, it's too high. Throw this one egg in here just to show you how this works. And if I know what I'm doing, this should be perfect. Look at that. Look at this. All the way around the edge, even this piece, it's cooking the same as all the rest. It's just cooking fine. What I do, this is kind of a bonus tip, I pull away these whites from the yolk. Because you know, you get that big clumpy piece around your yolk. Seen a lady at a hospital cafeteria cooking eggs this way about 15, 20 years ago, and I stole her trick. And you don't like that hole, you can usually just drag some over and patch it back in. Just pull that off, and you won't have that big clumpy. The thing about good heat control is this stuff should just bust right off of there. Look. If it's not ready to go, it'll tell you. It'll self-release. Well, now if that was real stuck, I mean, I got like one little spot right there that barely caught. There it is, see it? Just one little piece. If I'd have had some patience, which is really important with cast iron cooking, I'd just let that go a while. But you know how internet eggs are. They have to be 100% perfect. Can't be any brown marks or anything. Let's see if I can get this flip back over. Let's give her a flip. Nice and gentle as she goes, and we'll just flip that over. There's still some uncooked egg on the top. And it's already sliding. Look at that. This is a thing of beauty. Look at that perfect egg. I'm telling you what, that thing's pretty nice if I do say so myself. And you know what the key was? My #1 trick in cast iron? Heat control. You control that pan right there, you'll be an awesome cast iron cook, and you'll be a master. Give it a little rub. And then we got a little butter, we got a little oil. That's egg. That's egg, that's egg. But there's no lint. That's why I love these things. I'll show you how to clean a cast iron skillet properly in one of the other part of the series, so we're not going to do that right now. This is what's important. There is no crud on that chop rack. That's the color of the butter. And you know why? Because I control my heat. And that's what I wanted you to learn. This took forever to learn this, trust me. This didn't just like naturally come to me. I kept going, why is everything burning? Why is it smelling? Why is it sticking? It's heat control. So hopefully that'll be helpful. So that's it, heat control. Don't do like this 50-year-in guy and mess up a bunch of food. And people's like, you cook that in cast iron? Why don't you use a non-stick skillet or something? Which it does the same exact thing. Cast iron has more mass, takes longer to heat, it holds the heat. So heat control is my #1 tip. If you don't end up watching them next 9 videos, you need to at least watch this one. And as always, I appreciate all you. I'm having a lot of fun sharing these old guy tips and tricks. You know, I was like, everybody asks me about it all the time. Why not just throw up a few videos and help people out so they don't have to go through the pain I did? So with that, if you would be so kind, comment. Let me know how you do your heat control. Slam that subscribe button. It helps us little guys out. And if you hit that like and that bell deal, I think they're down here somewhere, you'll not miss one of my videos. I got some tips and tricks and some really good recipes that I throw up on all kind of social media and YouTube. I appreciate you all. I hope this was helpful, and if it was and you tried it, come back, leave a comment below. I'd appreciate it. You guys all have a great day. Keep on cooking.